it is Melanie Lee and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought I'd just do a little sit down video for you guys here, something a little bit more lighthearted. So I put together a list of 10 habits to make during quarantine or self-isolating at home. I wanted to talk about mindset before we move on to my list. I'm sure we all have some sort of fear. Obviously this is a really wild, crazy time. Honestly kind of crazy that we are really experiencing something that is going to be in history books in the future. So fear is actually a really wild thing that can control a lot of stuff unconsciously in your body, your mindset, your attitude, but it is totally unnecessary. So letting go of this fear is really important. We should actually practice letting go of this fear because it is something that we cannot control. So fear can actually add to the collective consciousness. To expand on that a little bit, if everyone is fearful, that fear grows collectively, and we don't want to make the ones around us fearful as well. So if you have kids, they're really sensitive to feeling what we feel. So again, it's important to try to combat fear, and how you combat fear is being grateful. So being grateful for the things that we have while we're here, being grateful for this situation, because I think there is a lot of bright sides to their situation and there's a lot of good that can come out of this as well. So if you focus on that, this can really be a beautiful time if you focus on what's important and what you're grateful for. The last thing I wanted to mention before we move on to the list is it's actually really important to take advantage of this time that we've been gifted. I know that sounds crazy and a really blunt statement to make. However, we live in a time that has never been like this before. So many people are rushing or grinding or non-stop working, non-stop doing whatever, and they really don't have enough time to focus on the little things. So spending more time with your kids, spending more time with yourself, finally being able to do some stuff that you weren't able to do before, it kind of is like a nice resting period that we get on a collective level. So taking advantage of the little things can be really important. So other than that, let's move on to my list of 10 habits to create during self-quarantine. The habits I wrote down here are important to make during this time, and they will be created so that way they last even after this and we go back to normal lives. So my first one is very obvious, and I think this is on everyone's list, is to drink enough water. I need to take my own advice in the situation because I've been drinking way more coffee than I have been water. So we all need to drink enough water. The recommended weight to ounces ratio, it might help to look that one up. I don't know it off of the top of my head, but doing that now, it's honestly so hard to do on a busy day. So it should be easy to do when you're at home. So making that a habit now, it could follow you after this whole quarantine situation. So that way it's easier to do in harder situations. My next one is getting enough sleep and staying on a good cycle or creating a routine for our body. I would say it's important to try to stay on that schedule because it's going to be way harder when we make this our new schedule, and going back to our old schedule will definitely make it a lot easier when we go back to our normal lives. So that includes going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day and eating at the same time. I would also even suggest working out at the same time every day as well. Like I mentioned earlier, it's important to take advantage of this time that we have. So maybe sleeping in an hour earlier or going to bed a little earlier because you might not have anything else to do. But if you need to catch up on sleep, you can also use this time to catch up on sleep, but try to stay in a routine as much as you can. 3, this is also something that I should follow my own advice on, is working out every day or getting some sort of physical exercise for at least 30 minutes. Our health shouldn't be at compromise here with the situation. So you can easily work out in home, outside, in your garage. There's so many free videos on YouTube to watch for working out, or Pilates videos, or even doing some sort of stretching or yoga. Because we are cooped up inside literally all day, we can get so tight in different areas in our body. So giving a little time to work out and stretch can really be helpful to release some tension out of our bodies. My 4th tip is to create you time. So this can be applied if you're a kid, you're a parent. Basically, this is for anyone and everyone. Creating you time is really important because, like I said, we're in a crazy era when we're non-stop moving and we're not really paying attention to the little things. So using this time and taking advantage of it, creating you times, that can be anything you want it to be, but most importantly, I am pushing for a pamper moment. We all need to pamper ourselves, I think, a little bit more. Take a little extra long shower, take a bath, do a facial, take some you time, just to give ourselves a little bit of a recharge. That way we can be here for other people who rely on us a little bit more. My 5th tip is to keep on unlearning or reading or maybe doing something that you never really had time for before. So I have actually tons of books over here by my bed. I try to read a chapter here or there whenever I can, and then I notice like 8 months later I'm still on chapter 3. So it's just really hard to fit in some things that you've always kind of wanted to learn, and it's just kind of hard to fit those less important things in our regular day busy lives. Again, take advantage of this time and do these things that you always kind of wanted to do, learn or read. My 6th tip is to get ahead. So if you have schoolwork you can be doing at home, or if you have a job that you can do at home, get ahead of the game on there, because I know most people are gonna use this time and slack because now they have all the time in the world and they're gonna save everything for the last moment. Try to do everything in advance and get ahead of the game. My 7th tip is to make your bed daily. There's no excuses not to do this. We are all at home all day long. We can make our beds. I think it's important to make our beds daily because it keeps our area clean, it keeps it less cluttered. It also inspires us from the moment that we wake up and make our beds to keep everything else in our lives clean throughout the day as well. So that goes for the bathroom, kitchen, laundry, just keeping up with those daily things so that way they don't get overbearing and then it takes hours to do a few days from now. Making your bed also, in my opinion, just puts me in a really good mindset, and it also calms me. I really like being in a decluttered environment. When my bed is not made, I feel like I'm not prepared for the day, even though I'm not really doing a whole bunch, but it is really nice to just do that, and it still feels like we're in our normal lives to keep up with doing some of these normal things. My 8th tip is to check in with yourself daily. So this can be some sort of meditation. I would say do this every day for at least 10 minutes. So meditation, journaling, or even a Bible study can be very helpful during these times. Becoming aware of your thoughts. Maybe you have some thoughts like being scared or being fearful only adds to the situation. So letting those things go, things that honestly do not serve us at all. There's no benefit of feeling fear. Combating those things with being grateful. So turning in to meditation, journaling, and the Bible can really help point your mindset back on track with things that you're grateful for. So it can also be helpful to make a list every day, maybe 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for. My 9th tip is to try to get sun daily. That might be kind of hard, so give or take on that one. It has been super cloudy lately and really windy, so I haven't been really wanting to go outside, but I've been laying on the floor in my living room because the sun shines through there. So just trying to get sun if you can really help bring up your vitamin D. I also take vitamin D daily. I take these ones from Ollie. I got these at Target and I really do like these ones. My 10th tip is to reset. Spending more time with your kids or with someone that you live with, your spouse, your boyfriend, playing games, puzzles, video games, and watching movies, or even binge watching movies as a family, kind of spend that quality time together. So that is my list of 10. I also have some extra things to do while in quarantine. They aren't habits, but just some extra ideas that we can do during this time. Some other things you can do is organize, spring clean, declutter, clutter your phone. I went through pictures the other day on my phone when I was in bed and just kind of clean those all out. Deep cleaning out drawers, bathroom drawers, or makeup area. Going through your old clothes and donating old clothes at this time can be really helpful. My next one is FaceTime friends and family members. FaceTiming friends and family members, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents can also be a lot of fun. My grandma actually lives 3 houses down, but she does not want to get sick, so we've been FaceTiming almost every day. So kind of like a second New Year's resolution. You can even use this time to write down some goals and different things that you want to do when we're out of this situation. So that is all my tips that I have for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe down to my channel, and don't forget to press the little notification bell button. That way you guys can stay notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!